I loved the Vivienne.
Oh, everything. She's such an inspiration to me. She's a dear friend of mine. And yeah, I was lucky enough to tour with her in the months prior to her passing. And I had some really great, fun memories together with her.
I loved her.
Yeah.
I thought she was an immense talent.
Oh, everything. She was such a light for people in our community, people outside of our community, people, other queens, other entertainers. She was just inspired so many people in so many different ways. So.
And her drag was
polished. Perfection. And in real life, like a lot of these girls, you see them online and then you meet them in real life and you're like, oh, okay. Someone likes the filters. No, there was no filter needed. It was airbrushed. It was polished. It was perfection every time. I was like, how the fuck do you do that?
So they have a series called Dear Viv on Wow Presents Plus. I'm going to sit and just watch it all.
Me too.
You know, but I really liked her a lot.
Yeah. She was a good time girl. She was honest. She was funny. She didn't give a shit, but she gave all the shits, which I love. I love when someone can be so caring and also so free at the same time. And it gets that appearance that they don't care, but you know that actually their secret is that they deeply care. And they're just so good at caring and it seems easy.
Do you think that a lot of that played a part into, you know, the way she handled herself, like caring a lot, or caring too much?
I think that she put herself, you know, be in a position of responsibility to her fans and her community to present in a certain way that was strong and polished, and that her flaws were primarily behind her, and that she was in a healthier, good space, and she didn't want to admit to her friends and family and, you know, the fandom about what was still going on for her.
What was troubling her.
And when we were touring together, I did see it, and I'm recovered from alcohol and from hard drugs like coke and things like that. Mm-hmm. As I'm like, no, but yes, I am. But when we were touring, I remember just being concerned, like seeing some things that were contrary to what I had believed to be the path she was on at that time. And I remember just partying and just going, oh, I'm worried about you, says, and I talked to her and I said, I'm a little bit worried about what's happening here. And she was so confident about what she was doing that she said, oh, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm you know, I know what I'm doing. And a lot of people that when they're partying, they really do think that they're invincible or that they know what they're doing, even though they're maybe struggling or you know, definitely not knowing what they're doing in that way. So
what do you do to protect yourself from that?
I think to protect myself from that, I remember where I was in my own addiction and how I don't want to get back there. And I also, for me, when I started to gain success from my art and I started to look at what things were serving me and what weren't, I realized that the drugs and the alcohol were not serving me like I thought they were. And I didn't want all of the love that I was getting and turning into more art and money and opportunities. I didn't want that love to be turned into money and then for me to turn that money into drugs and kill myself, because it's common for someone to be at the receiving end of so much opportunity and prosperity and love, and secretly it's being funneled into something destroying them. So I wanted to stop that. I wanted to say the money and the love that I'm getting, I'm putting back into health and love, and the people that are supporting me are supporting a healthy version of me.
So I want to ask you this question without really digging so deep into your personal.
Sure.
But I still want to be personal.
Yeah.
What is it that you were trying to suppress?
I think I was going through a lot of loss in my life with a really complicated upbringing with my father, and you know, not really living my true self for a long time because of fear and just not being safe to do so. So when I was living authentically, I was still kind of self-medicating from my past and trying to drown out a lot of the things that had hurt me or that I was trying to move forward from. And then with the loss of a relationship and the start of a new relationship and a whole bunch of turmoil that was in there, we kind of formed an unhealthy pattern. So yeah, that's kind of how it got to that point. I feel like, I was self-medicating and I was trying to
suppress.
I was covering it up with work because I'm a workaholic. I love working. And, when you're doing something like cocaine, you think like, oh, I'm working more. Like I can work later. I can work faster. You've got that up. And you start kind of lying to yourself and saying, oh, I need that. I need that to stay up late, or I need that to do this gig after this gig. And I had to teach myself that's false. I'm not going to just fall asleep. Of course I'm going to do the gig. And I don't need all that. So I realized that was just lies I was telling myself to protect. The addict was protecting what I wanted to do. So I was able to look myself in the mirror several times. I had to look at myself in the mirror into my eyes and talk to myself and say, you know what you need to do to get out of this or you will die. So get your shit together and save yourself. And so I literally, was very like in the mirror with myself. And,
bitch, I gotta let this go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think parents don't even understand the responsibility that they have to love their children like unconditionally.
Right.
Like unconditionally love your kids, and if there's something that you don't agree with, just understand that you've had your life to live.
Right.
Allow your kids to live theirs.
Make their mistakes, let them be different.
Yes.
Yeah. No, my father didn't want me to be different. I was named after him and he was named after his father. And he really had it in his mind that I was to be a mini him and that I was to make the same choices and follow the same path. And any deviation from that was a sign of not being successful and was something he didn't support or say was valid. So I had to circumvent all that and kind of, at the same time as doing what he wanted me to do, secretly do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
I want to go back just a bit.
Yeah.
Since we're in that area talking about it, like how did you become?
How did I become? Well, I think the pieces were always there. It was like the puzzle, and the puzzle could be made in a whole bunch of different ways. So I was making the puzzle the way I thought people wanted the puzzle to be arranged with all my pieces I had. And all the pieces were there. I was just, the picture wasn't the right picture. And it took me a while to understand all my pieces and to understand what pieces were for me to understand only and what pieces were for me to share in the understanding of them. And eventually I just claimed my sexuality. Eventually I said, this isn't a piece of me that's up for debate. I'm not asking for permission and I'm not asking for anything but acceptance and love. And so and that's when I found true love. My first true gay love was when I was with my partner, Hank. I had girlfriends before that who I loved so much and love them dearly to this day, but it wasn't something I had come to terms with emotionally or mentally at that time. And when I finally realized, oh yes, I'm gay, and I fell in love with another gay man, I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. I haven't been living authentically. And now I need to make it known that this is how I'm going to be. And there's no questioning it, just love me. And that's when I was able to move forward and really step into myself and embrace all those weird, queer, feminine parts of myself that I was sort of programmed to think were wrong or bad or, not manly or not for me, or all those things that I naturally gravitated towards that was told for so long as not for me. I was able to go, those are for me because I choose them and I'm putting them into my puzzle, into my picture. And I'm going to rearrange this to be the picture I want to see and the picture I want to present to the world. And I think I had told myself that I was making that picture for other people. And I think I realized over time, like, I was telling myself all that. And when I finally came, into myself and shared it, a lot of the people around me were like, yeah, we know. We know you were gay. We know that you were struggling. We've been waiting. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, that was easier than I thought. But we kind of just set ourselves up. It's kind of like performance. My clown teacher taught me the audience is always on your side. Mm-hmm. Everyone is always with you. They want you to do the best. And sometimes as a performer, as a person, you assume the world is against you. Everyone wants me to fail. I'm going to do bad. And my teacher told me, no, everyone wants you to do good. And I feel like that's the way it is in life. People just want you to do good. They want you to feel good. They want you to be your authentic self. And when you line it up, it's amazing all the support you get.
So all the people were accepting and loving and, oh my God, it was your dad that was the resistant.
I never came out to him. I blocked him out of my life, and we were estranged until his deathbed. And on his deathbed, I went to him, and I still never came out to him because I thought, you don't get to know that. You haven't done the work to get to know that part of me. So I'm not telling you. We're not talking about it.
So he never saw you.
He passed.
He never saw you in.
No, he saw pictures. He saw like, oh, I have friends and I have a fun life and I'm kind of doing funny things. But he died prior to Drag Race, and so he never knew that this had happened. But he used to say to me every morning, go out there and make a name for yourself. Every morning before school. Get out there and make a name for yourself. And, I didn't really know what that meant as a kid, what to make a name for yourself. It's just words of encouragement. But I know now I did what he said. I made a name for myself in the world.
You
and
did.
I know he would be so proud of that.
Yes.
Maybe he wouldn't. I know he was a weirdo and a pervert and, had a great sense of humor. He was just, I think maybe even a little bit closeted himself. He was a bit abused. So all those came together for him he was being protective of me, I'm sure in his own way, thinking, I'm going to save you from
what
yourself or what I did.
Mm-hmm.
He was really wanting me to live a socially normal life, have a high-paying job and have a wife and a family and just do the thing that everyone else accepts and agrees with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always kind of doing my own thing. So eventually I just had to break off from him. I blocked him from my life, and he sort of watched on the internet or watched on Facebook a little bit. And he alluded to knowing that I had a friend, and I just said, yeah, I'm happy. And we left it at that. And I said, I forgive you for everything that you did to us and to me. And he just laughed. He laughed at me like, you gotta be kidding me. And so then I was like, oh my God, this isn't the movies. Life isn't the movies. You're not going to go to your estranged father's deathbed and he's going to come clean for all the shit he did and you're going to get this closure. I said, no, he laughed at me. And so then I said, okay, so that's on me now. I'm the one carrying this all because you think it's funny and or you've forgotten. So I had to go, okay, well, I release it too because I'm not going to be the one carrying all this that you fucking did to me.
Wow.
So I had to go, oh, okay, well, that's going to die with him then.